everybody, welcome back to the moving vlog. Got a new microphone. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm shooting in a little different mode, so hopefully my exposure is a little bit better. I'm gonna try some different things on this, but I'm still shooting on the Sony ZV-1. So lots of updates. You'll notice in the background, see some things happening. Lots of things have shown up. A lot of things I've been talking about getting. So we're getting close. I mean, shoot, 3 weeks. We'll be in the house for 3 weeks on Friday. Today's Wednesday, so we're making a lot of progress, getting a lot of stuff done. I just, one of the biggest issues, the two big things that we knew about coming in here was the house really needs gutters because there's some problematic areas, and the yard's going to need to get done. And so I just got the gutter quote. They're going to do that on the 21st. I decided to just do the whole house. Just do gutters in the whole house. I think we'll get that money back. That'll be, value to the next purchaser. And then the yard, I decided we're gonna do St. Augustine in the backyard, and we're gonna make it look nice. But we're gonna do sprinklers and stuff like that. So that and paint are the two remaining major expenses. But I talked about this, a couple weeks ago. I'd ordered a bunch of stuff. One of them being light bulbs. So thanks to those of you who suggested. There's a couple of you that sent either an email or a message saying, try these RAB lights. So these are 4K. I think 4K is going to be too blue or too white for me. So we'll see how this works. I'm going to try these 4000 Kelvin version. See, these are 4K. So I'm going to put them in this crappy fixture right now. We're going to see how it goes. The camera's going to adjust for this, so I think. I don't know if this is gonna work or not. Yeah, I'm having a real hard time with color temp in this house. I don't know. I just gotta keep trying. So that's a 3000. Again, my camera's adjusting. And that's a 4000. And we have 4000 overhead. I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway. My dishwasher should be here soon. I bought a Folger Milano. This one doesn't work, so that's no good. And then I don't know what I'm gonna do with the fridge. I might just keep this one, leave it alone. So then we got these puppies. So doesn't this room look so much better now? The fireplace makes more sense. We get the TV above it. I'll start working on that here soon. But these are from Restoration Hardware. And, we don't need this storage, this giant closet thingy. So the good news is if I did have a bunch of crap to store in there, it's a giant, so this is 102 inches tall by 60 inches wide. They're a solid, probably 400 pounds a piece. I love it, it's perfect. Yeah, it looks great. So Laurel, our interior designer, who's designing our new house, is going to come up on Tuesday next week. Kind of help us just set a few things up in here, maybe get a couple more things. But this room already feels so much homier, if you will, with that setup there. So I'm going to get those tweaked, take all the styrofoam. One of them needs to be leveled, or the floor is not level. Then I got our chandeliers, which we talked about ordering earlier. And then I'm gonna continue, I'm gonna clean up, vacuum this up now, finish that up, and I'm gonna unbox these and see what we're working with. Okay, I need you to, so Rara's gonna help me find a first and second reflection point. All right, so I need you to hold the mirror, but flat. Actually, let me move these out of the way.
Like that?
No, watch this. So you're gonna come over here. You're gonna hold this mirror like this on the wall. You're gonna stand where I'm standing.
Over here.
Right, but no, what I want you to do, you're gonna walk like this. You're gonna walk down the side. So I want it to be like that distant down the wall.
That's gonna be hard.
No, just do this.
Oh, I don't
And
have to do it like exactly straight.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be pretty good.
Like this?
Yeah.
That?
Yeah, but hold it straight. Yeah, you're in the way. Let me go get a different mirror.
Hold on.
All right, so I'm sitting in position. We went and got a more appropriate mirror. And so, see how we can see the speaker? I'm gonna put this at my head. We can see that speaker, that's the second reflection point. So that's the spot. So that means technically I need to put an acoustic treatment there and there. Mommy's not gonna like this, Rye. All right, we're effectively ruining the room. I like this look though, this clean, installed look. I just wish that these things were square. I don't know why they're not. So what I did is cut a little fabric back. I learned my lesson. In the last house, I'd mounted these with the wire and then they would get all wonky from the base. And so now what I do is just mount it hanging from drywall anchors, and then you just stick the screws out and hang it, trim back this, hang it right on the edge of the wood, and then it's not going anywhere. All right, it's not too bad. I think it kind of looks kind of good. So there's the black things, the corner soffits. These are monster bass traps with a scatter plate to make sure the room doesn't sound too dead. And then these would be my first and second reflection point on this wall, and there's no wall here. So, and then we have the front treated to some extent. I think it looks good. So if you were to walk in the front door, simple, not too bad. We'll see if this flies when Michelle gets here. So I would have to put a couple of acoustic treatments on the ceiling, but we're gonna fill up the ceiling with a bunch of speakers. And just because of the way the sides are going to go, you know, I'm gonna do bookshelf speakers that are angled downward, which is not ideal. I mean, I could move these out of the way and put two in the middle. So I could just kind of slide these to the left and to the right and to the middle and so I may put the bookshelf in the, you know, the rear there, but then it'll be so much different than the height. So I think I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. We'll assess that once we get the speakers here. I'm waiting on gloss white Evoke 20s to put on the wall there, because contour 20s are just way too big and heavy to do that and too expensive. So that's the plan. I'm gonna house my wireless Orbi router right here, which, you know, was not necessarily ideal, but this is right in the middle of the house. It's a great place to do it. That way the whole pool deck is covered, the whole master is covered, the rest of the house is covered. It just gets a little dicey as you get out toward the garage. And so what I'm gonna do is, and I've got this pool equipment here. So these two things are what I guess we need for the pool. So what I've got to do is, these are going to go, I'm going to get like an on-cue box for, you know, structured wiring. And so I'm going to run from this router out to the garage. I'll get a wall mount for the other Orbi setup somehow, and I'll put the wireless router in the garage where the, you know, where all the terminations go, all the Cat 6 or Cat 5 connections go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a wall plate on here because the wires aren't long enough to reach both cable and Ethernet, and so I'm just going to terminate the Ethernet cable. I'm going to terminate the coax cable, put the wall plate on, and then I'll just have one of each cables coming out, and I'm going to put the cable modem down here behind the center channel so I don't have to see it, and then we'll just leave the Orbi out here out front. So let me go tell Rye that I'm going to turn the internet off. What's up, Pupster? So I got everything cleaned up. So I just tucked all that crap behind the cabinet, which is not the way to do it. But I tucked it in there behind there for now. Connected the Ethernet cable to the, you know, to the back of the Orbi, and so I'll probably put a managed switch in the on-cue setup. I'm going to figure out some sort of structured wire panel. But for now, everything works. We got like 90% coverage of Wi-Fi throughout the property with the Orbi Pro. I would suggest you do regular Orbi, not the Orbi Pro, because I don't even know how I'm going to get in the software when the thing crashes. It's kind of a difficult thing. The app doesn't work for squat. At least that hasn't for me. But this room already sounds so much better. Feels more comfortable. You know, I'm not sure I'm going to keep the first and second reflection point on the left side, but you know, that window is going to create some harsh reflections. So for now, you know, I don't love how these are not totally square, so I may pull them down and try to square them up a little bit. I think that may have been from shipping when the initial, when I initially bought them, but looks good. And yeah, I wasn't trying to get it exactly at the bottom height of the TV. When you try to do things exact, it doesn't, I find it doesn't work as well. So I just mounted it, 2 inches above the stand. Everything looks good. And then again, I'll have to do some wire management behind because I did cut the back off the cabinets. And so because of that, in order to fit the equipment, but then you can see some wires when, it's under certain lighting conditions. But you can, man, it just sounds better in here. Just even with just a simple acoustic treatment with no real calculations done, just some simple back wall, bass traps, corner soffits in the rear. It just sounds, in my voice, just sounds so much better. So I'm going to unbox some of these lights. I'm going to set up those cabinets in that came from Restoration Hardware, try to level that 1 foot, and just keep going. All right, it took me hours to unbox all these stupid lights. So there's light number 1, light number 2. You saw light number 3 over there. And then look at the giant mess of boxes and styrofoam I gotta go do something with. And then whatever number light is over there. So I'm gonna start working on a couple of them.
Ta-da!
All right, pretty solid.
What are you doing?
Making sure that when you start climbing this furniture, that it doesn't fall off the wall. When you rip the doors off like normal.
Say, what are the chances that I break this?
Pretty high. Yeah, so I'm getting lights done, getting these things attached to the wall.
This is not a good shot of you and your booty.
Maybe change the angle.
I will. So there's the light you just did. Love it. Looks so good.
It's the little things that make a big difference.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, the floor is kind of wonky, and then these things probably, because they're real wood, they get load and stuff. So I think attaching them to the wall here with these little L brackets, they actually come with them. It keeps it from being tip heavy too.
Do they come with the L bracket, or are you gonna buy it?
Yeah, came with them.
Okay. I mean, with little kids, you secure everything to the wall. Now that our kids are older.
I'm not scared of the kids, I'm scared of you.
Yeah, I'd totally go in there to get something and pull the whole thing down.
Yeah,
you're right.
That's good. That was an easy little job. Now they feel solid too.
Oh, nice. Makes them feel sturdy.
Not shelly solid, but solid enough.
You guys think he's being mean, but it's very true.
Yeah, you're an axe murderer of doors and drawers.
Aw.
You and Ryan and Kate.
But we have good qualities too.
Can
Some.
you show my light?
Yeah. Here it is from far away. Do you like that height or one more ring up? I think that's good.
No, that's the way to go.
Yeah, try to make it even with the bottom of the door frame.
Should we try to twist it, or it actually kind of works well at that angle? What do you think?
No, I like it. Oh, I see where you're lining it up perfectly. Nah, it's fine. Good job, Maddie Matt.
I think I'm going to take a break on the lights, do one light at a time here, and then I'm going to go work on my garage.
My folding's almost done.
So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more lights to do. Where's Mike?
We need Mike.
Yeah.
But look, it shows that you're still capable.
Still, I was always capable. Mm-hmm. Then and now.
Hey, what's that peanut butter and bread owl? Someone's gonna comment, you might as well.
Oh boy, I'll cut that part out. I'm gonna edit this video myself.
So Kate, what's your job?
Putting stickers on and getting the air out of
The backs? Good. Show me how you put a sticker on. Oh, you zip it? Squeeze all the air. Good job. Zip it the rest of the way. Where does the sticker go? Good girl.
Okay.
Man, you're good. Is that fun?
Mm-hmm.
We got lots to go.
All right, people. So here is the current light. It's kind of hard to see. Here's the new light. It looks way better. turn it off so you can see what it actually looks like. Nice. Not a whole remarkable difference, but I think it looks better. That one. That one. All right, those lights are done. There's a hole above there. I don't have to fill. I have the painters fill. But yeah, I don't know how much of an upgrade I did here, but they look better. It's certainly a better light. It looks more appropriate. Good to go. All right, next up is to deal with this mess of a drawer. I'm actually going to put it over here, but we're going to do the knives, which is really easy. And I might go hang out on the couch and do some shopping for some new knives, because these knives are toast. So this is the piece, and we'll see how it works out width-wise and whether I've cut two sides or one side. But you want to get this right. You only get one shot of this. This thing's a lot of money. It's a couple $100. All right, I ended up deciding to do this drawer instead. Look how good that looks. That is so cool. Yeah, love it. Love it, love it, love it. So these are Henkel. Those are Yaxel, Japanese Yaxel Super Gao. These are expensive. These are not. But that thing looks awesome. That's cool, because this drawer ended up being too wide. This only comes in a certain width. I think it was like 21 and change, and I needed 22 and change. And so I cut it for this drawer. It's all nice and tightly fit. It's beautiful. All right, so I got this one cut it evenly on the left and right, evenly-ish. And then I cut the back off. And so what we do is we take these little peg thingies and we put them in place. All right, so there's number one. So you put these little rubber feet at the bottom here, like this. And then that gives us a gap. So that way that the little tabs or little posts can screw or thread into these. Setup takes a little bit of time, but then I'll have a position in that larger drawer for all my stuff. Check it out. Pretty sick.
And all the kids high.
Yep,
And,
that's good.
And don't forget about us. Don't be a stranger.
All right, Shelly, what do you think of this drawer? I had to make a little modification because these drawers are a little stumpy. So this one has to go in that way, but I had to, so take it out. See, I had to put those little footies on there.
Oh, so it goes high enough or something?
Because the
Well, if you didn't, what was it going to do?
The handle pokes up and then the door won't open.
Well, that was smart to do that. Cool.
You think you can not break this?
Well, I'll be very gentle. Yeah. Gentle,
check out this drawer.
Gentle.
Check out this drawer over here. I had to make a modification to the knives. So the knives are over here.
Okay.
The other drawer was too big.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Yeah, you like it?
Perfect. Love it.
Yep.
So this one's...
That one was too wide to do the knife drawer.
Okay,
so.
and this one is going to be whatever we want.
Yeah.
Okay, let me ask you this. Is this drawer and this drawer the same size?
Yeah. No, you can't switch it. It's too late. I've already taped it all down and
I
everything.
know what I was going to say. Okay.
You get used to it.
I'll get used to it. I'm just keep going over there for it.
It's only because that's where it was.
Yeah. I'll get it.
You can
looks awesome.
do it.
No, I'll get in the habit of it. We have plates here, so I keep grabbing a plate and then grabbing it, and I'm like, but I can just put them, I can rearrange if I want.
What do you mean plates? The plates are right there,
No,
so the silverware's right below it.
Come on now, it's me, paper.
Oh, okay.
But all I have to do is like this, if I wanted to.
No, do not do that.
I'm just saying, I could do something like that. Or I can walk back and forth. What's under there? Boom, no one will ever know.
I'm gonna put some pullouts in there, you'll like it.
Ooh. No, it looks great. I love it. Oh, that's Chase's toy.
I don't know what I want to do next. All right, everyone. Well, hopefully we'll learn all our lessons in the junk house, in the interim house. We just had a little bit of a crisis. Let's go check it out. We been harping on this for years, Shelly. We finally had a life lesson. Let's see what Katie Bell's learned. KB, you want to share your life lesson today?
No.
Well, what have we been telling you to do? Pay attention.
To the bathtub.
And we had a bit of an overflow. So anyway, all problem fixed. Water only made it about an inch out to here. So we had a bit of an overflow in the bathtub. You just gotta stop watching those nerd. Where'd you go? You gotta stop watching those nerd shows while the bathtub's filling up. And every time we're yelling, "Kay!" This house is way bigger than the last house, so we have it. I didn't hear it. Michelle was taking a shower. Next thing I know, I hear some screaming, and I go in, and oh boy, we had a bit of a flood zone. Anyway, no biggie. Lesson learned. It'll never happen again. Problem solved. All right, working on under cabinet lighting. The problem is that these are like what's called a swivel adapter, so you could take your lights and kind of turn them left to right, or I guess turn them at different angles. But the problem here is that we don't have any of the magnets in stock, and so what I'm doing, and this probably won't last very long, but I'm just doing the double-sided tape to tape them up. But I'm doing a switch, power cord, joiner, straight joiner. I've got 3 24s and a 6 inch. This is an old 24 that I'm messed up. And then it looks like this. Nice, clean. Versus that with no light. So let me lay it all out and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, so here's what's so great about these lights. First, you don't even need, if you didn't need a switch, if you just want to leave them on, you could, I guess, but I mean, I don't know how long they last, maybe a few years. But you could go direct into here without a switch. You could also do a junction box where if you wanted to hardwire it to a switch, somewhere else, you could. But there's no driver, so I don't have any what you would call a ballast, but which is it's not a ballast on LED, but it's a driver. And so you have the power plug, switch, then I have a little 4-inch jumper, runs into the light's here, then I have a 6-inch jumper, which allows me to come, because when you do under cabinet lighting, you want to do it as far forward as you can, so that way it covers more of the front of the countertop. And these are just caps, end caps. And so I got a 6-inch joiner that goes there, and then another 6-inch joiner, and then because I've got a little larger cabinet, actually I did it backwards, I need to flip this around. So the larger cabinet needs the extra little 6-inch, so they have a straight joiner. And then like I said, there's a channel here on this that you would put, they have magnets. They have different types of mounts. They either have screw-in mounts, which is what I use on a wooden cabinet, or these you use the magnet mount. The problem is we don't have any. They've been back ordered for a little while, so we're hoping to have those soon. But I'm telling you, these are the lights. We have these in the store. These are the lights that you want for your under cabinet. I've tried a lot of them. You can't see the LED. Part of they're frosted, and the angle is appropriate, proper. Really, really awesome. Under cabinet lighting done. Seriously, I gotta fix that wire under there. It seriously only takes a few minutes to do. Especially once you figure it out. Maybe an hour at the most. Because everything just plugs in, there's no ballast, there's no wiring, it's super simple. So now I'm gonna I'm gonna unbox my audio. So I'm doing Core 59s on a Core sub. And I don't have a C685 in stock, so I took a node. So we're going to use a Blue Sound node in here, and I have a 685 coming. And then the wiring, I'll show you all the wiring that we need to do. And then I'm doing a 75 QNED99, which is the highest end LG mini LED, which is a LCD with a lot of LEDs behind it. So we'll see how this does. Tell your wife, girlfriend, they might want to go watch something else because this is about to get technical. So I'm going to show them. Actually, you know what? Stick around, ladies. You need to pay attention to this so you'll understand why your husband spent 15 grand on audio, because Uncle Matty told him it was the right thing to do. So I have a bunch of Apple TVs. This isn't the latest version. It's the previous generation, but it'll do fine for out here for the amount of TV watching I'm doing. Blue Sound Node. So this is our source component. So what this will do is allow us to stream audio at 24-bit 192 kilohertz. So high resolution, post or above CD quality. And all I'm going to use here is I'm going to use the subwoofer out for my subwoofer. I'm going to use the left and right output for my Core 59s for my left and right speaker. And then I'm going to use HDMI eARC, enhanced audio return channel, and then we're going to plug it in. All right, so I have a power cord here, power cord here. This is for subwoofer, left and right. So I have to convert this RCA connection right here, to convert this RCA connection to an XLR connection, so that way I can connect to my studio monitor speakers. These are designed for recording studios, and so they don't have a traditional like home AV input. They only have XLR inputs. The only disadvantage of doing this is the Blue Sound Node. There's no advantage, as soon as we go and use RCA, we lose the advantage of the grounding pin of a XLR connection. But it's okay. You're not going to get any ground loop issues here. Very likely not. If you do, then we need to upgrade to a C685, which has an XLR output. But it shouldn't be an issue unless you have some weird house with some weird frequencies going on. So then I have a left 25-foot XLR cable. I have a right 25-foot XLR cable. I don't need it to be that long, but it's just easier to work with to have a decent length. I guess we could probably do something a little bit shorter. I have two HDMI cables. The way it's going to work is HDMI is going to go out of the Apple TV into the LG, and then we're going to go ARC, audio return channel, which will be probably input 2 or 3. The ARC channel will then go back to the ARC here and allow us to play the speaker or play Apple TV sound through the Blue Sound Node, which will then, of course, send out to the speakers. Now, the node there's no amplifier. The amplifiers are built into the speakers. The speakers have their own amplifiers. The subwoofer has its own amplifier, so there's no need for any external receiver. So all we have is basically a preamplifier, which is the Blue Sound Node. That's all we need. So pretty simple. We've got 2 power cords, 3 adapter cables, 3 XLR cables, and 2 HDMI cables. I guess a 3rd power cord for the TV. So 4, 5, 6. 6 power cords, because each speaker needs its own power. So I'm going to unbox this stuff, start to wire it up, and I'll show you what we got. All right, so these are Isoacoustics Aperta. I think these are the 300 series. They're the bigger version, the biggest version, in order to hold the Core 59s. I don't know if you can see this here, but I'm setting them to 4 degrees. So that's the angle or the pitch that I'm going to have on the speaker. So if you take a look, the speaker will point down about 4 degrees. I don't like to go too more aggressive or much more aggressive than that, because these are really heavy speakers and this is a really long way for it to fall. But this will grip onto the speaker, and then the energy transfer, we're dealing with a pretty poor listening environment here, but the energy transfer of the speaker down through the metal cabinets certainly can't hurt in getting the speaker off of the and decoupled from the cabinet array. So here's my setup. Blue Sound Node, and I actually like the white version. So if you get the white version, it doesn't get all fingerprinted up like the black version does. Like the Apple TV is going to have fingerprints all over it. And so here's our simple connections. So we have left, right sub, HDMI in, power, HDMI out. So out to the TV, and I just kind of hung my pigtails here. I'll show you how the TV gets mounted, and we have our connections here. And I'll never really need to touch this. It'll all be controlled by my phone or by the TV remote. So I got the speakers unboxed. I got all the boxes out of here, and despite it's like my one hoarder tendency is that I really have this strong desire to keep boxes to fancy stuff, and I just gotta let it go. I can always sell the darn thing. It's better to sell it later, but I mean, am I really gonna sell these later? And if I did, I'd probably just have someone come pick it up here. So I think I could always get a box from Dine Audio. So what you gotta do when you get these or open them is I like them to sit horizontally, not vertically, because of how high they are. And so I gotta take the speaker and turn it. And so what we have to do is take these out, take all the screws out, it's a T20, and then this whole assembly, the whole tweeter mid-bass driver turns, and then you put the screws back in. You just have to be really careful that you don't, these aren't like high torque, these are really, really low torque. I think they're like 4 foot-pounds or something like that, or 6 Newton meters, or something really, really low. So it's just kind of it's almost so low that my torque wrenches can't even detect it. So anyway, we're gonna work on that. I got the TV unboxed. It's interesting, this mini LED is much, much thicker, much heavier than a OLED is. But this is out and ready. So what I'm gonna do is put the brackets on there and then measure, and I'm going to use these holes. I think we use these ones. So I'm going to use those holes to mount the TV. Or maybe it was the upper ones. I'll have to go back and watch the video of what we did at John's garage. So that light, it's good. I mean, it needs to be lower, but that's all the things that they provide. Michelle likes it a little taller anyway, so I think it's good. I did happen to drop it from 8 feet up in the air and smash on the ground, didn't break, so that was good news. Luckily it didn't hit the window. So not a lot accomplished today other than clean up and getting some speakers installed, and I'm not feeling so great. So anyway, that light's done.